watching this video about JumpStart. JumpStart is part of the Profound UI suite of products. It is an application generator. You can pick a template and quickly generate some RPG code to read from a file and do various things depending on the template. Today I'm just going to talk about some of the new features that we have for JumpStart. You have the ability to generate an application that handles more than one file. So I'll just dive into it. Say you have a products file and you have some categories. Looks like it's already in the list. You see down here JumpStart has fetched the information about the files. So what you do now, you want to be able to join the files together, and that's what this interface is about. To join, you click on one of the fields from either of the files and you just drag and drop right over top of the other one. Now the default is an inner join where the fields from both files have to match. You can change the join type just by clicking on that square symbol there. So if we want to be a left join from this file to this file, you would pick the middle option. If you want a right join, you would pick the other option. So let's say we want the left join option. For this example, you can ignore this correlation. That's only necessary, I'll explain later. So now we have down here a list of all the fields from both of the files. The main file is the first file that we chose here. So those appear first in the list, and then the extra files fields appear down here. You can actually drag and drop these fields and they change the order that they show up in the application. There's a lot going on here. You can ignore this section for now. We'll explain that in the next part. The template that I'm using will just display a grid, and then you can dive into a detail screen. So if we want to view everything in the grid screen, we can just click that box to select everything. Also, since the extra file you can't edit, you can only edit from the main file. You see this RO means read only, so we're going to be able to just view those records from the secondary file. Also, you get a little preview here of the SQL that's generated. You see coalesce values. Looks like it added those there because I was showing you the different right join and left join. I'm just going to clear that out because I don't want to see those. Join that back together with the left join. Okay, so now it doesn't automatically populate them unless it sees that either the field is null by definition or null as a result of the join type. So if it's an inner join, you don't have to worry about the fields becoming, or the data fetched from the database being null, since RPG doesn't handle null, it has to have something. Okay, so that's a nicer looking SQL there. So I'm going to go ahead and type in here, we type in where the generated code is going to go. This is my library and source file for the RPG program, JumpStart. Just have a name that I pick often for my test programs. So I got the RPG program name, the display file source member name. All I do is click generate. It's going to take a second. It's going to compile on the IBMI. Okay, it says it's finished. We'll see. So let's try and call. Yep. Let's go ahead and call that member, that program. here we are. We have a grid that shows records from one file, the products file, and then we also have joined the category records from the category where there may be some don't match. I don't see any, but so that's the new feature. You may have used JumpStart in the past, and this template we just have where you can view or edit a record, do a search, add of course, and delete. I won't do that. Okay, so the other feature I wanted to go over, this might be a little intimidating at first. So this wasn't in JumpStart before, all these extra text boxes. So the reason we have those is now that we are joining from more than one file, what's being generated is a display file, and the display file, you have to have unique field names. And before, we were just taking the field names from the one file and using them in the display file source. So, but now that we have multiple files, some of them may have the same name, so you have to specify a different name for when you have duplicates. So I can give you an example. JumpStart will complain if you have two files that have the same field names. I think this should be easy to remember. Same name too. Okay, so these are files that I purposefully have some duplicate names. The ID column, and it's going to tell me, it's going to show me in red something's wrong, and then it says the field name ID is already in use. So the solution there is just come up with some other name. You can just put a 2, and then now there's no collision. It also has seen that the field's collision, the name collision there, required it to have the correlation. So in order to join on the ID column that's the same name in both files, it has to have a correlation. So that's the purpose for these extra text fields that you may have noticed in the newer versions of JumpStart. And that's about it. Thank you for watching.